I'm often asked, what does behavior change science actually do? Or what does it mean to change your behaviors? I like to think about it like this. Most of us have a sense of what it is that we want to do, but we struggle to actually make that happen. Now, if behavior change was easy, all of us would have done it already. And there's actually a term for that. It's called the intention-action gap. So what we want to do and what we end up doing, kind of two different things. Well, stuff gets in the way. We are human beings and we're constantly reacting to what's around us. Our environment, our emotions, sort of the way that we feel on the inside, the habits that we've developed over our lives, the busyness in our lives and all of our other priorities, how we feel. And a lot of this is actually physiologically driven, but developing healthy behaviors matters for the long term. It matters for our health. It matters for weight management, for anybody who's really trying to make changes to improve their health through things like eating better and physical activity, including people who are taking weight loss medications. At Weight Watchers, we help people learn and practice behavioral strategies to manage the stuff that gets in the way. For example, we know a lot about habit development. What's really important when it comes to developing habits is repeating a small behavior over and over in the same environment so that you actually start to do it without even thinking. That's something that you can apply to all sorts of areas of your life when it comes to food choices that you make, ways that you move, strategies to help you go to bed, etc. Another example, something called piggybacking. This is when you take an actual behavior that you want to start doing, say for example, drinking a glass of water, and you piggyback it onto something that you already do. So for example, brewing a pot of coffee in the morning. So every time you brew a pot of coffee, have a glass of water. You've piggybacked that new behavior onto the habit that you already have. We also help members do things like manage stress eating or emotional eating. That's where you can put a pause in between when you're feeling an urge to eat due to stress and taking some time to create a little bit of space so that you can see what happens to that urge to eat or that emotion if you don't immediately go reach for food. If you do something else, like step outside, give somebody a call, do something to relax. Planning, preparing, getting meals together ahead of time, thinking about what's actually happening in your busy week coming up, and creating a plan. Those are some other basic behavioral strategies. And probably most importantly, we really encourage people to pay attention to the thoughts that they're having, especially when they're struggling with setbacks or feeling like they're stuck. That's when we can really find ourselves getting more stuck. So if we're hard on ourselves, or if we wonder, oh, why did I do that? What's wrong with me? Why did I overeat so much, eat more than I planned to? We're more inclined to actually have that slip turn into a slide. So instead, we want to help members recognize those kinds of thought patterns and start to change the dialogue a little bit. How can you, instead of being hard on yourself, kind of get curious about it or learn from it or think about, all right, you know what am I going to do differently next time? These kinds of strategies are critical when it comes to long-term behavior change.